If you're a local or a London veteran, you're more than welcome to watch, but this video is for the first timers and we're going to absolutely enjoy being tourists in London.
So before I came here today, I tried to look back at my first visit when I was only a 14-year-old boy, and I thought about what did I fall in love with here in London. And I've also had a glance at the over 100 different itineraries we made in the London travel agency I used to run.
So I feel like I've got a pretty good understanding of what first-time visitors to London are going to enjoy. Let's start with the first thing you must do on your first trip to London. The London Eye was erected in the year 2000 and was initially called the Millennium Wheel. So if you're visiting this year, you're visiting the wheel on its 25th birthday, so that's a cool little fact to tell your travel mates. Another cool fact is that, just like the Eiffel Tower, the London Eye was actually supposed to be dismantled, but luckily they let it stay.
And apparently on a clear day you can see all the way to Windsor. The full journey takes 30 minutes and the whole wheel doesn't stop, so I couldn't film when we walked on, but it doesn't stop, so you just walk onto the moving carousel.
I believe capsule is the word I'm looking for here, and even though it wasn't a clear day today, I really enjoyed getting back on the London Eye because the main thing to see from here is, in my opinion, the stunning Houses of Parliament. And it is also just super cool to see just how busy the River Thames actually is. Which leads me to the next thing you just need to do in London.
A river cruise in London is a must as well, and you can actually get it from right next door to the London Eye, and I think you can buy combined tickets, so you get a discount when you visit the London Eye and then you go on the boat.
I remember doing this exact boat tour on my first trip to London and I absolutely loved it. Since then I've been quite fond of the Thames Clipper, which is basically a river bus, but there was something super nice about having a live commentary of all the stuff you see from the riverside in London. The guide made the 40-minute journey very interesting, although it was rather cold on this December morning, so I did go downstairs when we made our turn at the Tower Bridge.
Right next to the London Eye, you've got the London Dungeon, the Sea Life Aquarium and the Shrek's Adventure. And to be honest, I've never been in there, but I know that it's something that's really popular with children. So you might check those out, and you can get a combo ticket. So when you buy your London Eye ticket, you can buy those tickets as well and save quite a lot of money as far as I know. There's one dish that I really think you need to try when you come to London. And no, it's not fish and chips. You can try that. But it is a great British pie. The pub was absolutely rammed yesterday because of some Christmas office party. But I'm going back. I know they only start doing food at 12 and it's 11:30 now. So maybe I'll get a quick pint. But I need to show you this place and this pie.
You can get pies with various fillings, but my all-time favorite is the steak and ale pie. The combination of meat and ale in pies actually dates back to the Middle Ages, when ale was often safer to drink than water and also helped tenderize the meat during long, slow cooking. So we're actually eating a bit of British history here, incredibly tasty British history. The pub is located right in the heart of London, which is also where I stayed on this trip, and on my channel I have a full video on where to stay in London, but let me just share this hotel with you really quick.
This right here is what 270 Great British pounds gets you a night, without breakfast of course. But to be fair, we are quite literally right in the heart of London. I can look out to Leicester Square and the famous M&M's shop that everybody seems to love. Is it worth 270 quid? I'm not sure. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Now that it is your first time in London, you probably can't miss Leicester Square because it's so close to all the stuff here in central London, but it is just a massive square and there's not really anything to do here apart from going to all the classic chain restaurants that you've got in any in any capital city in Europe, basically. But there is this little booth down here that you need to know about, so let me just take you. So when you're coming to London, you definitely should go to a musical or a show here in the West End, but they are pretty expensive, so if you don't really care about what you're seeing, then you should just go to this ticket booth. If you look up this place in Google Maps, you can find it easily. It's on the south side of the Leicester Square, and what they do is they basically sell last-minute tickets to musicals and West End shows. So if you don't really care about what you're seeing, then you should definitely just go there and ask them what you have for today, and then you can get a massive discount on your show. If musicals are not your thing, then you should just look up on a website called Songkick and put in London as the destination, and you can see a good overview of what bands are playing today or whatever date you put in. I guarantee you can find a concert with someone you know or you want to see, because here there are maybe hundreds of concerts every day, and the Brits go wild for their, especially the rock and roll concerts over here. They are just so much better than in Denmark, for example, where I'm from. Literally right next to Leicester Square, we've got the Chinatown. And if you've been to other Chinatowns in maybe, I don't know, New York, Bangkok, then this is probably a bit of a letdown. But it's, as I said, it's right next to Leicester Square. So it's one of those places that you're just literally walking by it, so you might as well head in there. And there are some great restaurants here in Chinatown, but just look up their ratings online, because I've heard that the quality has also gone pretty much downhill in a lot of the places here. I know it's super popular to come here and see the changing of the guards, and you can't do that. I think it's more frequent in the summer, but you can just go on some website and check the times. But to be honest, I really enjoy it. Like coming here now without all the fuss, because it gets really, really crowded when there's that change of the guards. So if you're not that fussed about that, maybe just come on a random cold Thursday morning in December. It's quite funny thinking back to that time when I was here for the first time as a 14-year-old boy who didn't really give an F about this place, just wanted to find the nearest McDonald's basically, and now I really enjoy it. And I enjoy seeing all the details on the statues and just pretty much being here, because like it or not, this house or the family who lives in there, they are pretty important to this part of the world and other parts of the world as well. But it's just nice to see it again and see that my perspective on things have changed, and that I'm not the same as I was when I was 14. So what else has changed? Maybe I like cheese now. Maybe I actually can become a pro footballer. Who knows? The world is my oyster. If you want to go for a nice walk around here, head into Green Park over here, and then you can actually walk all the way up to Hyde Park. And if you're staying in Paddington, which I know a lot of first-timers are, then there's your walk back home. But I'm gonna skip the park today, and I'm gonna walk up here in the complete opposite direction of Buckingham Palace on the Mall, which if you look up any, or if you've live streamed any of the royal gatherings or funerals, then you know this red road that goes from Buckingham Palace and up to Trafalgar Square. And it might be natural for you to come from Trafalgar Square and walk down here, but when you do so, I would highly recommend that you load up Google Maps on your phone and just click on all the stuff that's actually around here.
Because here in the Westminster area of London, there are simply so many cool historic buildings, statues and things to see.
So I've just come out of St. James's Park, and usually you would walk over and cross the horses over to the, what's it called? The Royal Horse Parade Guard. Here's the correct name. But I want to go over here and check out a little statue that I haven't seen before, and after watching The Crown, I feel like I need to just, it's right over here, so I'll just check it out and show you guys. Also, I think you can, this is the proper entrance to Downing Street So I might see their PM. Who is it? Rishi Liss? Kia? All that history. Do you know what time it is? It's time for a pint. Even if you're not a big drinker, I'm not a big drinker, you need to go to a British pub when you're in London. It's such a big part of British tradition and culture, even though I think a lot of pubs are dying out these years, but it's still so important, and there's something so cozy and nice about going into one of those traditional British boozers. And a lot of the places serve food as well, so even though you're not a big drinker, you really should try going to a pub, get some food, just sit there, enjoy British life.
London's underground metro train network is called the Tube, or the London Underground. It's the world's oldest metro that has transported locals and tourists all over London since 1863. You can just use your phone or a contactless credit card to tap in and out, so you don't have to worry about buying actual tickets. The locals like to use an app called City Mapper to plan their journey, but Google Maps works just fine. This place was without a doubt my favorite part of London when I went there for the first time as a teenage kid with a massive affinity for British alternative music. Camden Town and Camden Market have been the meeting place for everything from punk kids to Britpop boys in the past 40 years. Camden Market is the place to go if you want to get that cool band t-shirt, some vintage clothes, or, well, pretty much everything. Of course, the market has changed a lot over the years, but I still haven't found anywhere else like it in Europe, so this truly is one of those unique London spots that you just need to visit. Maybe try and avoid the weekends if you can, because it does get super busy on a Saturday afternoon around here.
As you can see, feeding the pigeons is illegal here in Trafalgar Square, and you should oblige, because there's a police station here, so the police could take you to prison for feeding the pigeons. It's the world's smallest police station though, so let me just show it to you. Yep, there it is in all its glory. The Trafalgar Square police station. It could fit one person to look out on the square and make sure that nobody were doing stuff they weren't supposed to be doing. It's also quite funny, there's this rumor that the fountains here on the square, that they were actually put in place because of they wanted to limit the space there were to do riots here on the square. I'm not sure about that, but it's a good story. But what's that massive building that's like overlooking Trafalgar Square? It's of course the National Gallery, which is free to enter, so if you're here and you're interested in art, then you need to head in there, don't you? I'm not interested in art, so I'm not gonna go in there, but I've heard it's good.
There's a reason why every guidebook or blog post on things to do in London mentions the British Museum. It truly is absolutely amazing, and without a doubt my favorite ever museum. Once again, I didn't really appreciate it when I was a 14-year-old kid, but I recently went back and it was like the 3 hours I spent in there just flew past. So watch out guys, you can easily spend an entire day here in the British Museum. The Covent Garden area is right in the heart of London, and as you can see, it's incredibly busy at Christmas time. But what I want to highlight here is the cozy streets around Seven Dials. This is such a nice little pocket of the bustling Covent Garden area where you can find a lot of quirky shops, restaurants and cafes. It's also where you'll find the cute little Neal's yard, which people like to call a hidden gem. However, I think it's one of the most famous hidden gems in London, so there will be other people there. Right next to Covent Garden, you'll find Soho, and Soho is cool. This is where you'll find some of the trendiest pubs, cafes and restaurants in central London. And you are probably gonna spot some very fashionable characters in this part of town. Here in Soho, you'll also find a lot of LGBT+ friendly pubs and clubs, as well as the world famous Carnaby Street. Guys, thank you so much for watching, subscribe for more travel content and leave a comment if you enjoyed the video.